you know this, Eric, still
Yep.
sometimes, I'll only have 5 likes, which is a knockout home run for Brooks. But for me, it's, I'm expecting more.
The Broke Agent presents Over Ask Podcast.
I guess.
Welcome to the first ever live BAM/BoomTown Instagram webinar. Before we get started, let us know where you are tuning in from in the chat. We've recently done a few webinars on cold calling, taxes, and finances, but that shit is relatively boring. And this is actually what people care about, Instagram. And we have put together an expert panel for you here today to talk about all things Instagram. We're going to answer your questions, and we're going to help you crack the insane Instagram algorithm of 2023. How does that sound, fellas?
That was delivered beautifully.
Thank you. It's not finished yet, actually. So today we are joined by my good friend and co-host of the Overask podcast, the funniest guy on real estate Instagram, the new managing director of the agency Toronto West, keynote speaker, BAM creator, agent referral god with 56,000 plus followers, Matt Leonetti.
I'm pumped up.
How
You really
about
pumped my I didn't know what to expect here. This is fantastic. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you all so much. I'm pumped up.
Let's go. And then, of course, we have Brooks Landry.
All right, let's move on.
No. I got an intro for you, Brooks. Brooks is a Bay Area realtor with Real. He is the founder of Envision Media. He is an Instagram hooks master. In fact, I call him Captain Hook because every video starts with a phrase that immediately captures your attention. He is the king of creating video series like Be a Realtor. He likes to drink. What do you like to drink, Brooks? Double Basil Hayden's on the rocks. He is coming in at just under 10,000 Instagram followers, but he deserves way more. Brooks, welcome to the BAM and the BoomTown webinar. How you doing today?
I too am ready to run through a wall. I'm feeling good right now.
Let's go. How about that intro?
It's good. I will let everyone know that's here. Eric did not talk to us once prior to this. He doesn't talk to us ever. He just saves it all for here, and then he pretends we're friends the whole time and pumps us up.
Exactly. Yeah. That's right. Although, no, we did some strategy sessions. We wrote some questions down, but we do have an enormous amount of questions from the audience from BoomTown. We are here to do a live Q&A. But first, we're going to get into kind of your personal Instagram strategies, Brooks and Matt, how you guys get leads on Instagram, how you built your followings. And then we're going to go straight into Q&A. We have a great list of questions that we've got from Instagram, from BoomTown. And then make sure you drop your questions live in the Q&A chat right here. So we will try to get to all those as well. So Brooks, let's start with you. Coming in at just under 10K followers, but you have built a massive referral business, agent to agent. You have multiple series on Instagram. Talk a little bit about your strategy, how you've built your following, and how you're getting leads on Insta.
Yeah, the strategy is just to try to be as consistent as possible, but I like to kind of mix it up a little bit. So I try to keep things super simple, whether it's my real estate side of things or if I'm trying to target social media. So I'm big with these like really easy to remember acronyms. I feel like if a lot of people can relate to, let's just keep it simple. So real estate side of things, for example, I got this LLC acronym. It's listings, leads, creative. That's what I do every day. When I get that out of the way, I can kind of go on with my business. But I've created another one, and I'm probably going to get some shit from it. It's called the PPP acronym. So here are my three.
Wait, slow down a second. What's the LLC acronym? You're shot out of a cannon right now.
I'm ready to go. I told you I was ready to walk through a wall. So the LLC is listings, leads, and creative. So I start off every day going over any listings I'm working on, any new listings coming soon, things I need to prep for. Once I get those out of the way, move on to the next L. The next L is leads, hot leads, B+ and up leads. Anybody less that isn't really giving any attention, kind of push them to the side until they get to that B+, A+ level. When I'm finished following up with leads, I move to my creative, and that creative side of things gets to, anything Instagram, social media, video marketing. So I can be able to, I know at the end of the day, I know I've got something accomplished if I at least follow the LLC. So on the social media side of things, I get the PPP, and it's personality content, like the Be a Realtor type stuff, kind of show a little bit of the personality. Professional content, which is a little bit like the What My Buyers Want series, just kind of going through a home and, picking out little things that I've heard clients say, and I've had requests from buyers working with. And then my proof piece content, which is sales, past sales. I've got a series that I'm rolling out. It's called Behind the Sale. And it essentially kind of goes through when I originally started with a client, wherever that lead came from and how we nurtured them over time, got them into the property, went through the hiccups, the ups, the downs. And I try to stick to that. I think that's the easiest way for me to get something accomplished both ways without overwhelming myself. I feel like everybody gets, I think a lot of people on this call like, well, where do I start? How do I start? And how do I keep it as simple as possible? For me, you got to do the PPP.
Love it. Matt, tell us your strategy a little bit. I mean, you've 56,000 plus followers. Every video you post basically goes viral, but I want to hear a little bit about what you're actually doing from a real estate perspective and your Instagram stories and how you're actually getting referrals from your business.
Yeah, no acronyms here. Not. Thanks for that, ASAP Rocky. You didn't expect all that this early afternoon, but I try and create content that is shareable, relatable, polarizing. Try not to be very passive. I try and create content that starts conversations, whether that's in my DMs, whether that's in the comments, which the video I posted yesterday, a lot of drama in those comments right now.
Saw that.
And that just feeds the algorithm. Yeah, it's insane. But that's what I try and do. And I try to be not so like particular with like what day I'm going to post, all that shit. Like I want it to be fun for me. And I think people almost forget that sometimes. Like at the end of the day, it's just Instagram. Yeah, it can grow your business, but like don't get so stressed about it. There's so many of these like gurus right now being like, post 5 times a day, do this, do that. It's like, chill, find your bearings, find your footing, and then figure it out from there. But everything I do is to start conversations. And then once I start that conversation, it's all in the follow-up. Like any other kind of lead, you have to nurture it. So if I do a funny video, they'll be like, oh, that's funny. That happened to me, whatever. Bam, that's like a touch. Then I start building a relationship. The next video, oh, I love that. I always talk about this. I love that Ramones shirt. I wear a lot of band shirts for that purpose, to start conversations, to relate with people. Like a Ramones thing back there, a Beatles thing back there. Anything you can do to just go that extra mile to relate with someone, that's what I try and do. Start conversations. You can have a conversation that's more than just real estate. They know you're in real estate if you're marketing yourself and branding yourself well enough. And then from there, it's just good. That's all I do is social. Like I don't door knock or cold call or do anything. And it's nice. It's a nice life here.
Matt is one of the best in the game with responding to comments and getting the most juice as possible out of a post. The second he posts, there's 5 or 6 comments immediately from people laughing their ass off, and he is responding to every single one, asking questions and generating more and more comments. This is something that I need to do way more on the Broke Agent account. Brooks, I see doing it a little bit on your account, but that is something
not to that level.
Not to that level. No. Well, you're only getting like 2 or 3 comments, so it's pretty easy for you to respond to comments. But when Matt's
I'm done in 20 minutes. This guy's
exactly.
Just a fucking weekend thing.
Yeah, this guy books out 3 hours to just respond to comments directly. But I think that is such an integral part of social media that seems to be negated by a lot of people, almost including myself too, where you have this following, this community that you're trying to build. And if you're not fostering it by actually responding to people, liking their comments, they're going to stop engaging with your shit at some point. So that's very important. Brooks, I think you had something to say about what Matt was talking about.
I forgot when I got insulted. I think it was, no, I think it was, so Matt, when did you, I mean, is it because you do more than kind of like the claps and the hearts type of thing? You'll ask questions, kind of follow up and go from there. That's pretty consistent with you, right? I mean, you can't do that all the time.
No, I mean, sometimes I just like, if they do laughing faces, I'll do laughing faces, but it's a social platform. It has to go both ways. If people engage with your content, you have to engage back. I engage back because yes, it helps the algorithm, but I want them to know that they are seen. And like, I appreciate that they're commenting and taking time out of their day to watch my video and comment. And even if that's a laughing face or whatever, a star guy emoji, I have a couple go-tos, cool rock star, like those. I just want them to know, like, that's my way of saying thank you for watching. And like, it helps the algorithm as well. And yeah, like sometimes if they say something, I'll ask a question and then they'll respond. And like I said, the one that I just posted yesterday with Eric, it's just getting like, people don't know how to take a joke, which is sometimes fun as well, because people, a lot of like kind of arguments and opinions come in the comments, and it just makes the post go out of control.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Your Ramones, the Ramon shirts and the band shirts, you're kind of weeding out the people that are your people, right? The ones that are going to communicate with you best. Did you find you get better engagement when you, or like band style questions that tend to start conversations?
Sometimes I'll wear a shirt. Yeah, sometimes I'll wear a shirt. Like I have this Duran Duran shirt. No one wears a Duran Duran shirt. Like that's like out of the. Eric doesn't even know who Duran Duran is.
Still don't.
But like,
you've mentioned it on a lot of podcasts. I still have no idea who they are.
And I know I'm getting comments about that Duran Duran shirt. No one's ever seen someone out in the wild wear a Duran Duran shirt. Are you kidding me? You only see Duran Duran shirts at Duran Duran concerts, and even then, Duran Duran doesn't have enough shirts to sell to people. So sometimes it's like I have that in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I did one the other day, like a couple of weeks ago, that had a Bad Religion shirt. A lot of times it's actually picking out, and it's strategic a little bit, because I love kind of like underground punk rock music and stuff like that. And wearing a Bad Religion shirt, like you automatically connect, because not everyone knows Bad Religion, the band. So like you automatically connect on like a different level right away. And that's what I try and do. I love watches. I talk about that on the podcast a lot. Things I like, I bring up or showcase in my content. And what I always say is, like, even if you want to do a more traditional style content, like a market update, do it with a background with things you like. Put a book back there that you like, an album, whatever, and just like have more interest in the background, so people can not only get value, but then be like, oh, I like that band too. I like that sports team too.
Yeah, maybe don't have a creepy background like Brooks here, where he's got two lanterns and it's painted all black. He looks like he's about to lure you
like
into his bat cave or something. Exactly. Looks like he should be hanging. You look like you should be hanging upside down like a bat to do this webinar. But let's get into the.
Is Brooks an acronym? I don't even know. I've never.
It is.
Is that an acronym? Okay.
That's I'll break that down later.
Brooks Landry, by the way, I know we said this on the podcast, but fantastic name. You do sound like you should be a country singer, like the third baseman for, I don't know, the Cardinals or something like that. Okay, let's get into these questions, because we have a ton, and a lot of these are the frequently asked questions that we get nonstop. So this is one that came in from myself. I have a fitness account with 10,000 followers. Now that I'm a full-time realtor, I don't plan on posting as much fitness content. Do you think my followers will care if I switch to posting real estate content, or should I just start a new account? Brooks, I'll kick it to you first, then Matt, and then I'll give my insights.
No, keep the count. Keep the account the same. It kind of goes back to what you're trying to connect with, the right type of people. Like Matt was talking about with his Duran Duran shirt and remote, and like whatever he's wearing, whatever he's connecting with. Why not show people you do both? That you're a man of many trades or a woman of many trades. So yeah, keep it all together. You don't want to start that thing all over. Like you're going to start that over and then have to no, all one. That's it. It's just one. What else you got? Keep these things coming.
Okay,
Matt.
That's interesting. I kind of have a different opinion on that. I do agree, if you're going to keep fitness as a part of your kind of personality within your business, if that's going to be part of your thing, for sure, keep that going. But if you want to make something that is not, you don't feel comfortable showcasing your fitness right away or whatever, maybe a new page, because that's going to actually affect the algorithm. If you just one day switch everything from fitness to real estate, you're going to lose followers, you're going to lose engagement, because maybe those people don't care about what you're talking about in real estate. But I mean, it goes back to, I think you got to relate with people on a different level. And I know I don't know from experience, but those gym rat type people really stick together. Eric would know, he's got a good set of arms on him.
Yeah, but, I definitely don't post fitness content, but Brooks, I'm also going to have to disagree with you on this one.
Ooh.
Normally, like obviously you want to mix your hobbies, personality into what you're posting. But if you already have this built-in following of fitness followers, and then you just completely switch it to real estate, the algorithm has already been trained for probably years of showcasing that content to a specific group of people. So what I would do is I would use that fitness account or whatever niche specific account it is to grow your real estate account. Maybe shout it out in stories, shout it out in captions, collab with that other real estate account. But if you just start switching up the content immediately, you're going to get zero engagement because those followers will not be interested in that type of content. But I would still let them know that you're starting another account. And for this person, starting a new account right now on Instagram is this is one of the best times to possibly do it, because they are completely suppressing bigger accounts like myself, other meme accounts, or any account that's already kind of established, because they want to give creators this extra boost. So, accounts with 2,000 followers, 3,000 followers, 500 followers, you're in a great place right now to actually grow with reels and, all these new sort of types of content that Instagram is releasing. So Brooks, you are wrong. Matt and I are correct. Right. -1 point for Brooks, 1 point for Matt, 1 point for myself.
Is this why I'm sub 10,000?
It's funny though. I mean, the first half of that answer, I could have sworn there was an echo in here, just verbatim what I said. But
I just said a little bit clearer,
you came into your own later on. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're just going to regurgitate here what everybody else is saying. Okay, let's check that one off. That's a great question. Here's another question. I've been stuck at around 1,000 followers for like 6 months. What should I do? Brooks.
Engage with those 1,000. That's what I did for the most part to kind of grow mine to the minuscule level compared to these guys of where it's at right now. I was just really kind of engaging, going back and forth with it. I tried to be as consistent with it as possible. And I did start to kind of pump, 3 or 4 videos a day for a few different months and start to kind of grab some new followers. I had some success with, I do the best I can with this. And I stole this from Ed Stulak, is I hit everybody back with a video. And we've talked about this before on what's that, Matt?
No, we're just making cases. That's all.
Okay.
Keep going.
Just a quick little, hey, thanks for connecting. Thanks for the follow. Just want to say hi, I'm here to help type of deal. And that has kind of, grown my engagement a little bit more. And I think just organically pushed the numbers up a little bit.
Yep.
Okay,
Matt?
I agree with this one, Brooks.
That's a win. It's 1-1.
Yes. So I think people often ask the wrong question. They ask, how can I get more followers? I think you should be focusing on the followers you have, and tailor your content to them. Because when you tailor content to the followers you have, when they like something, they'll start sharing it. And when you actually tailor it to that 1,000, it's going to start growing because they're going to share your content. A share on Instagram is like the ultimate referral. I mean, when someone shares a piece of your content, that is one of your friends who know you saying you're going to like this, watch this. It's better than just scrolling, kind of cold on a feed. So if you can get up your shareable content and you do that by tailoring to the audience you already have, if you do feel like stagnant and stuck right now, then maybe you do have to switch up some of your content and figure it out. It's all trial and error, and we've all been through it, and we're all constantly going through it. I mean, every couple months, it seems like Instagram throws a different kind of wrench in our plans, and we got to like pivot and figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work. So it's trial and error. Try some different pieces of content. I always recommend trying that content in your stories, because if for some reason it doesn't work and it's awful, it's gone in 24 hours. But, if you get a lot of engagement on something, maybe that's something you could kind of promote to your feed later on.
Yeah, I think also kind of to touch upon what we were talking about earlier, the community engagement, not just engaging with the followers in your own comments, but commenting on other accounts, liking other accounts, liking comments in your niche, following local businesses, maybe following those followers, or at least engaging with those followers and commenting on those posts, because that's how I grew my account from 2016 to 2019. I had the post notifications on, well, I guess those didn't even exist back then, but I would see whenever Inman News would post, or Tom Ferry or Ryan Serhant. I would make sure to be one of the first people in those comments. Real Estate Rich does a great job on my page, where the second I post something, he posts a hilarious comment that gets 50, 60, 70 likes, and then he gets a ton of follows. Matt and I have literally done alley-oops to each other, where we'll put up a post and I'll say, hey, Matt, comment this something, or he'll just come up with the comment on his own. And then I will pin that comment, and then he'll pick up a bunch of followers. So commenting on larger accounts and just engaging with people outside of your specific post is a great way to grow if you're not growing. You still have to do like the social aspect of it, as we already talked about.
Yeah.
Do you time block for that?
Oh yeah, correct, Matt. You already said all this, I guess. So
Yeah.
is that what you're
Literally
gonna say?
everything Eric's going to say, I've said.
I'm just repeating everything. But you're just repeating everything I've already said at some point. So we're basically just one brain talking.
I'm the only original. Hey, do you time block for those?
No. I don't, but you should. I mean,
not that, but I time block for a lot of content things.
Yeah, you
not like commenting.
I mean, you should just take 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Like I've said before, when you're sitting on the toilet, scroll through Instagram, scroll through the local hashtags, comment on people's accounts. And then I'll like to grow out of 1,000 followers. The posts getting the most engagement right now are slideshow posts, carousels, and also Instagram reels still, but really original audio Instagram reels, like no trending audio in the background. We'll get into one of those questions down the road, but I think Instagram reels, you're still hitting the most people outside of your follow base. And then carousel posts are the ones that are getting saved and shared the most.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. All right, here's a common question that I think we've answered a bunch, but it keeps getting asked, so we should answer it again. When is the best time to post? Do you schedule your posts? When do you figure out when to post it? Brooks?
Yeah, for me, I try to get mine done in the morning. I do feel like I get some drop off from engagement on specific times throughout the day. So for whatever reason, it's like 7:30 to 7:40 for me. I've tried later, nothing for engagement. I've tried earlier, very little for engagement. It's like this odd little window right there. But I tried to do it. If I'm going to do it 2 or 3 times a day, it's going to start off at 7:30ish in the morning, 12:30, and then play with something, later at night before you lay it down. But that's usually for me.
Yeah. Matt, what about you? Do you schedule your posts, or do you choose a specific time or day?
No, I maybe I should. I don't choose. I mean, normally I post around 10 or 11 a.m. my time, but you got to think like, especially if you have more of like a following all over, when I post at 11, it's 8 for you, Eric. So it's like, there's not really like the perfect time. I think you just got to like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention about it. I never post on weekends. Although my stories on weekends do really well, but I never post my feed on weekends. I never post my feed late at night, like evenings. It's always like morning or early afternoon.
Yeah. William Barton here in the comments just said you can check your insights to see when your audience is most active. Jason Pantana recently just did a post on this. He did. And yeah, you can do that. You could go to your insights, check when your following's most active, try to post around there. But I don't really find that effective either. I just saw an Instagram coach, Brock 11 Johnson, who everybody here should follow, who is saying not to post at the top of the hour because everybody else is scheduling out their content or planning to post. So instead of posting at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, maybe post it at 10:15, 10:13 to stagger it. So it's not competing with all of these other posts. I don't think it matters that much. I think it's the quality of post that matters way more than what time you post. But I agree with Matt. If you have a really big piece of content, you don't want to wait until Friday afternoon to post that. You want to keep that between Monday and Thursday afternoon, really. And because that's like when people are working, that's when people are most active and most by their phones. You start to lose people at happy hours, and they're off on the weekends, basically, when you actually really have something to plug. So I would keep your best content between Monday and Thursday. All right. So that's the time to post. And then here's a good follow-up to that. What insights do you pay the most attention to? Matt, we'll start with you on this one.
Ooh, that's a good one. I used to only care about likes and comments. You know this, Eric. Still sometimes.
Yep, of course.
I'll only have like 5 likes, which is a knockout home run for Brooks. But for me, it's I'm expecting more. And I'll pull a video. But now for me, it's more like the shares, the views, and really none of it matters unless you convert. So even more on the insights, like, yeah, the comments are fine. The likes are nice. The shares are nice, but how many are actually like DMing me, or actually like, how many am I getting off my page and DMing me privately? That's kind of more of the metric I'm looking at now, just for whatever. And, we're doing different things with webinars and sponsorships. So there's like that side of it, and there's also the real estate side of it. So it's like how am I getting people like off my page and into it? Because followers don't matter, likes don't matter, comments don't matter. Like it's nice to have, and it certainly doesn't hurt, but it's not like the end all be all. And it took, I think, all of us a while to realize that.
Yeah. Brooks, what about you? What insights?
On the 5 likes, I typically I do look at the shares and the saves, but I've been paying a lot of attention to the non-followers, the insights of how many accounts you're reaching over 30 days. I'm always curious to kind of see how that looks.
That's confusing.
It is. I don't know what happened recently, but for whatever reason, I've been posting more, decent returns, but I'm not getting the love like I used to. But maybe that's an Instagram thing. You're gonna have to bring that up at the Monday meeting, Eric, if you could.
Yeah, of course.
But those are the big ones. I'm just curious to see what the non-follows are doing, and maybe what did I post that kind of spiked engagement that way.
Yeah, the reach outside of your audience is really important. The 30 days to see how many accounts you're actually reaching. You'll notice the more reels you post, the more reach you get outside of your followers. There's a direct correlation. If I'm just doing memes or static image posts, I am reaching only the audience that exists within my actual following. If I'm doing carousels, and I saw a question in the chat that asked what carousels are, it's slideshow posts. So, Instagram feed posts where you're actually like swiping through. Instagram, slideshows, reels, best way to reach new people. There's a new insight that has just been updated on the Instagram or on the Now Bam account. If you're not following Now Bam on Instagram, definitely go follow that. That's our media company. We give marketing tips, social media advice, just like this. There's a new insight that I saw that I don't yet have on the Broke Agent account or Bad Real Estate Picks, or we don't have on the Over Ask account. And it is watch retention. So not only does it show how many hours in total or minutes that people have watched that specific video, but it also shows when people bail out of the video. So it shows the average watch time. This is going to be the most important metric that anybody could look at. For example, if it shows that your video timed out at 15 seconds and your video is 1 minute long, then you could look at that video and be like, okay, what the hell did I say at 15 seconds? Was there not a quick jump cut enough? Was there not a text or something like that I could have popped up, or should I have just ended the video at this point? So watch retention is not only the best insight to look at, but that should be your goal with every video, is how do I keep them watching through the entire video? And we'll get into hooks and retention in a second, but let me know in the comments if you have that insight yet, because I just saw it pop up on the BAM account like a week ago, and these things kind of roll in a little bit later. I don't know if you guys have it yet.
No, I don't. That's a really good insight though, because I mean, you even hear all the time, you'll see people talking about it on TikTok where like they'll post the same video 4 times and it won't work the first 3, and they'll like slightly change or take out parts and then get to the hook faster. And then like the 4th time it blows up and gets millions of views.
Yeah. Just tweaking it, right? Just adjusting it. Yeah. Do you do a lot on TikTok? I don't know if I follow you. No, me either.
Yeah. Thanks for following my journey, Brooks.
I'm with you, bud.
No, yeah, I don't. Also, I feel like we're getting these questions cold, and Eric's been researching the questions for 4 weeks.
Hey,
don't you feel like you got like
No, I just know all this shit. I have not been researching these. These came in, I threw them in a Google Doc, and I sent them to you 10 minutes before this. What do you want me to do here?
Yeah, he's got a notepad right there.
Let me know in the comments if you're enjoying this. Keep asking questions in the Q&A. We're going to get to those in about 10 minutes. Let me just roll through some more of these here. What are your thoughts on trending audios? Yay or nay? Brooks, you have been known, sorry to keep using you as the butt of the joke here, but
thank you. Brooks, I know, I'm seeing some people in the comments saying Brooks is getting beaten up. Why the fuck did he join this thing? They don't like him.
So by the way, the most fans in there. You have fans in the comments right now.
Everyone listening right now, go follow Brooks Lange Group on Instagram. It is truly one of the best Instagrams in real estate. He has a diverse library of content, versatile. This guy's got a ton of series. He's got great content for agents and for clients. But about a month ago, Brooks did do a video with a trending audio where the volume was on like 15. It almost blew out my eardrums. And I've noticed you've started to adjust that down to 2 or 3 finally. So what's your opinion on trending audios, Brooks? How are you using them? And Yeah. How are you
Well,
using
since
them?
I got roasted, I do bring those in like the 2 to 3 range. Anytime you're involved, I got to throw the levels in the background,
Yeah, of
just to kind
course.
of poke and
Like
prod a
right,
little bit more.
EDC.
I mean, I'm always using them. I feel like even with stories and just regular posts and reels, I'm always putting some trending audio in there. I've been trying to go a little kind of lo-fi type stuff and kind of get away from some of the well-known stuff, but no, I'm always using them. From what I understand, I'm hearing some pros and cons about it, but I mean, I'd love to hear from the experts. What do we do? Help me.
Well, I think you do a great job at using the audios because you're not conflicting with what you're saying. That's always the worst, when the audio is at volume 5 or 6, and maybe it's an audio with lyrics and it's actually, you can't even comprehend what the person is saying because you're listening to the lyrics of the song. You at least use like more instrumentals. So if you're going to use a trending audio, I highly recommend using instrumentals.
It's
if
tough
it's
to
a
find good
talking video.
instrumentals.
Not really.
All right.
All right, go ahead, Matt. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, same thing. When I do use an audio, and I never use a trending audio really, like I just did You Got a Friend in Me by Randy Newman. I wouldn't say that's exactly trending right now, but I do pick, like, I don't pick instrumentals, but I pick a part of the song that's instrumental. So like a popular song, but like I never want lyrics over it. And I always put it at 1.
Yeah.
Volume 1. Sometimes I even put it at 0. So it just like shows that the song's there.
Yep. Yeah, I think trending audios were huge. Kind of in the early days of Reels, late 2020 or early 2021, they kind of worked as really potent hashtags. I think they have kind of fallen by the wayside at this point, where you don't need to use a trending audio in every video. I like to use audios that provide further context to my videos. So if I'm doing a Britney Spears meme or something like that, or a Rihanna meme for the Super Bowl, I'll put one of her songs in the background. I think that just like provides context, and it makes the video more fun. But original audio right now is being pushed more by Instagram than trending audios, because that's what they're trying to encourage their creators to do. Is the more original audio, the more green screens you could do, the more, talking in the car style videos that Matt does. And Brooks, all your audios are original too. I just think sometimes you only need just original audios because Instagram will help push that a little bit more. So I'd be interested in the comments.
Yeah,
Let me know if you guys are using trending audios and if you think they have kind of fallen out of fashion a little bit.
When you don't use any like trending audio or music underneath, that's where your original audio actually shows up at the top. And that's when you can actually go like kind of mini viral. So like I've had a couple videos where I didn't have any music behind, and it at the top says Matt Leonetti original content. And that's been used by like Tracy Tudor, Mary Fitzgerald from Selling Sunset. Like a bunch of those big agents have used that, and now my name's on their page. And I've had like thousands of people use my audio. So if you kind of lose that if you put a song underneath. So if you have something that you think is going to be like shareable, even if it's not funny or anything, like just like a really good take on the market right now, if you can get people like sharing that audio, your name's always going to be there, and you're going to be seen as the creator of it.
Yeah. And by the way, go to Brooks's Instagram again, Brooks at Brooks Landry Group. He does use these. Huh.
I mean, you can go see me too.
Yeah, go check out Matt Leonetti. We've been giving Brooks such an enormous amount of shit.
The Brooks Landry show.
I mean,
I'm a stan. I just want people to see how he uses the audios in his videos, because it does not interfere. It does add to the video. It does help with space. Whenever there's dead space or the video is awkward, I think that's a great place to actually use audios. But if I were to focus one strategy right now, it would be all original audio if you had to do one thing. But they're also great for, instrumentals, great for like podcast clips and stuff too, if there's any dead space.
Yeah. And if you want to like have a certain vibe for it.
Yep, exactly. All right. How about this? How important is it to use hashtags on Instagram? We've kind of beaten this one to death, but every time I put up that question box or anytime we do an Instagram Q&A, people ask about this. So Brooks, are you using hashtags at all?
Just within the story, within the captions that I'm writing, if it's, remodeled home or remodeled open kitchen, whatever, I'll add that to the hashtag in the middle of kind of that paragraph, but I'm not ending it with a bunch of hashtags at the end of it.
Yeah. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, no, I mean, I do hashtags just for like comedic relief at this point.
Like a 10x hashtag.
10x.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm more intrigued with is the what were we talking about with Eric with coffee and contracts? They don't have a category for us yet though.
Instagram
for real
topics.
topics. I'm intrigued with Instagram topics, but they don't have a real estate section yet. But I haven't tried it yet because I feel like if I do a wrong topic, it's going to totally throw off the video.
Right.
But I'm intrigued to try it. Have you guys tried it at all?
I think I tried entrepreneur once and it had little to no effect on the video. But yeah, you're right. They don't have a real estate topic there yet. But once they roll those out, maybe that's a great way to categorize our videos.
When I do my what buyers want videos, I try to hit them to, you know, interior design, gardening, you know, there's a small little group, I can't remember the name of it, but I think there's like 4 or 5 different topics in there. But yeah, they need to expand that a little bit more.
Yeah. And if you are going to use hashtags, use them super specific to the content you're creating. The more broad, the worse that hashtag will perform. It might actually hurt your content. So if you're doing an open house in Cleveland, hashtag Cleveland open house, as opposed to just hashtag open house. And then make sure you're putting the hashtags in the actual caption itself, as opposed to in the comments, because Instagram likes to be used as it is intended. Right, Matt?
That's right. That's right, Eric.
All right. That's enough on hashtags. Hashtags, pay no attention to them at this point. I think they do nothing for content. Correct me if I'm wrong, but let me know in the comments if you're using hashtags. I used to see an enormous amount of growth from them. I certainly do not anymore. All right. How about this one? How do you guys get people to comment on a link? Or how do you guys best promote a link on Instagram? That's what it was.
I'm awful at this. I'm not good at this at all. And I need to pay attention more to what you guys do, because you guys kill it with these. Even when we were kind of like promoting this and pushing this out, I'm like, what did they say? Save the spot, or is it registered? Like, what am I doing something wrong? Is it too long? So there's got to be some etiquette probably within the amount of words. Or
yeah, go ahead, Matt.
You can go first, Eric. You're really good at it.
Well, Brooke, I thought both of you did a good job. So in the promotion for this, I think what this question is asking, because it says, how did you guys get people to comment and send a link, is we use a chat bot called Mini Chat. So if you followed the Now Bam account, we said comment the word boom, and we would send a link to people. So check out Mini Chat. You could use it if you have a business account or a creator account. That's a great way to get people to click on a link, as opposed to just putting the link in your bio or putting it in Instagram stories. So definitely check out Mini Chat. Whenever I'm trying to get people to click on links, always rename the link. Never just put the link as YouTube or your property website. Do something like click here, join here, or don't miss this. Or I think both of you guys did something like save your spot. Brooks, you actually did a good job at promoting this. You even did a sticker with the arrows pointed down. Anytime you could do that and just really direct attention to that link, I think that's the best way to get link clicks.
Yeah, agreed. I like the secure spot, limited space, like have something that they feel like they need to be a part of, or people want to be a part of, and they don't want to miss out on.
Yep.
So it's like, I mean, it's same with like getting, scripting for like door knocking or whatever, or like trying to get new emails or something, like make people feel like they're going to be missing out if they're not a part of it.
Yeah.
Which they would be missing out.
Correct. Yeah. We said something like that, like secure your spot to this webinar, but obviously we could have unlimited people in this webinar. I don't know if that
could we, I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know if we could have like 20,000. It's just,
I look like a genius, but really I was just like secure spot, because they might all
running out of time here. Another thing that I've noticed with links is, and Matt, you do this also, is you have a good story before the link and after the link. So if you're just throwing up a link, which I did today, which is a faux pas, then Instagram is going to direct you off the platform, because no one wants to they hate when you plug links. Anytime you plug a link to your story, it crushes your engagement for that day. So make sure you have something that's performing well before and performing well after. And then also in your Instagram story, you don't want too many distractions around the link. So if you have too many pictures, too many tags, you're not going to get that many clicks. If you're posting like a thumbnail or something like that, you need something in create mode, or you got to go front facing camera and just say, hey, click this link right here for this reason. So I'll always say something like, hey, if you want to watch a video on Instagram tips, click this link below. That story in create mode will perform so much better than a huge explanation or a thumbnail with a bunch of tags. I don't know if you guys have felt that.
Yes, but I actually have an exclusive BAM exclusive right now.
Yes.
Performance tactic that I've been using, and it's actually been working really, really well.
Tell us.
So does this ever happen to you or anyone in the who's listening? On my stories, some days they're just killer. And then some days it's like, oh my God, why are they so like dreadfully slow? Like no one's viewing the story. Has that happened to you guys?
Daily.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what I've been doing is I have I'm obviously I have access to the Overask account and our other podcast Cold Calls. And what I do when it's really slow is I go on there and I go to my story and I do like I engage with it and then I comment after, and I do that both times, and it has picked up my stories like a lot, because all Instagram wants is for the content to be engaged with, because they want people on their platform. So if you're posting engaging content that people's interacting with, that's all they want. So you kind of trick it a little bit by like commenting on the story and doing that. And it's like, I had a story that was like literally like 10 views in like 2 minutes, which is very low for me.
Embarrassing.
And then I started doing, it's embarrassing low. And then I started doing that. And within the next 5 minutes, I had like 200, and it like picked up, and now it's like over, it's like 1,500 or some shit. So what I'm trying to say is I am a genius.
Yeah.
I've cracked the code.
Brilliant engagement hack, Brooks.
It is. It's clear. So
yeah.
So I've always heard not to delete the stories, but anytime if I want a little bit more engagement on a story, I'll delete a few. I'll delete them all for, I would say, maybe 10, 12 hours before. And then that next morning, 5-ish, about to hit the gym, I'll post something and I'll get the most engagement, or I'd say the most views, I think, because it went dead for a while. I don't know. And then after that, it just continues to grow aggressively, as if I'm going to continue to post, 5 or 6 different stories throughout the day. I'll get a few hundred, but then if I erase all of them, post the next morning, I'll get 700, 800, 900, almost like that.
Here's another genius hack. Let your story from 24 hours ago expire before you post your next one. I've said this a bunch, but if your story from yesterday is performing terribly, just wait it out. Say your last story uploaded at 2:00, wait till 2:00 to upload your next story, because it's like the algorithm is basically rebooting and re-recognizing, okay, this person is trying new content today. Let's send it to a bunch more people. So highly recommend that. Also, you should be doing everything you can to get DMs in your Instagram stories. So instead of just like putting a question box or something, which is also a good way to get engagement and doing responses, is I will say, like, what do you think of this? Or what would your response be with a question? But I'm not putting it in the question box. So that way people actually have to reply to my story. So if I'm posting on the Broke Agent account a funny text message and I just say, what would your response be? That's going to get, 100, 200 replies. And those replies, those DMs boost your story engagement by a long shot. So I'll always try to lead with something like that. You'll notice the first story I do every single day is supposed to be something that is engaging or really funny to kind of juice the algorithm and boost shit up.
Yeah. I like it.
Genius. Let us know in the comments if these are genius. Yes. All right. Should we get into some Q&A here from people asking? Someone said, can you repeat PPP again? Brooks, why don't you repeat PPP one more time for people?
Repeat PPP.
Yeah.
PPP is personality content, professional content, and proof piece. So it's actually 4 Ps. So it's personality content, professional content, and proof piece content.
Why don't you say PPPP?
PPP. That's it. So I hope that helps.
PPP. I would call it PPP.
Pepe, just do it, Pepe. Yeah, personality content could be something that obviously is just going to show your personality. Maybe, a softer side, something a little less professional as being a realtor. Your professional content, things like what I do is what buyers want, or if I'm, going over a story that I found interesting on some platform on now BAM, a little plug there.
Thank you.
Or just a proof piece, homes that I've sold and past sales, and kind of going over some of the, and a lot of these can be done, with very little production, just through your phone, and you can get the most bang for your buck out of that. That's how I stay top of mind.
Love it.
Yep.
All right, we're going to send out a recap of this all. And yes, this video is being recorded, but we will send a recap. And I think we might even upload this as an Overask podcast at some point, Matt, but we will send like a write-up blog too with all of our best and most genius tactics. All right, here's one from Shelly Siderman. Is there any value in reposting reels to your story? What do you guys think?
Like sharing the reel to your story?
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Because a lot of times, a lot of people don't even look through feeds. They only look at the story. Like I know, Eric, you pretty much engage way more through your stories than actually on your feed.
Yep.
So yeah, like as soon as I post, what I do when I post, I start, because Eric told me never to start your story with a share. No good. No
Disastrous
good, folks.
move.
Don't start with a share. Yeah, disastrous. So what I'll do is I'll now set up my reel that I'm going to be posting that day. I'll be like, have you ever got this question? Well, check this out. And then I'll point to the next slide. Then that's where I'll share my reel. Because yeah, like I said, a lot of people aren't actually looking through your feed. So they'll actually miss your content if you don't post it to the reel as well, to the stories as well. Sorry.
Yep. Brooks, are you uploading your reels to stories?
Yeah, I usually will share any shared stories that I'll get from people. So yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't exactly the question, but
yeah, Brooks, what'd you have for lunch today?
Yeah, I'm starving. I'm staring at
yeah, so am I.
So am I. Yeah, we're all starving here. It's 90 degrees in here. I'm at my parents' house in Tucson. I'm getting married in 4 days. I haven't eaten anything.
Congratulations.
I mean, I'm doing this webinar, you know? So yeah, thank you.
He's a man of the people.
Yeah. Wish me a happy wedding in the chat if you feel so inclined. Actually, comments don't even matter on this. This isn't a YouTube video. You don't have to do that. Thanks for the congrats, Scott. Thank you, Light It Up Podcast.
That's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I've been married for years.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Do you cross post your reels or do you upload them organically? Are you posting your Instagram reels to Facebook? Brooks?
I am posting the videos that are shot through, depending on the size, typically in YouTube Shorts as well, LinkedIn as well. A lot of the videos that I shoot daily within Vision is it's for my I don't share all of my videos to my clients, but I try to hit my database a couple times a week with those. But yeah, so it starts off with the email, goes to Instagram, goes into LinkedIn, and then Facebook for the most part.
So you're actually embedding your Instagram posts into an email blast that you're sending to your clients.
I am, yeah. So
Smart.
It's funny because I heard Sharon say it the other day, and I patted myself on the back because I've been doing it, and I'm like, shit, am I onto something? Am I a genius too? But no, just kind of a quick little link. Check this out, and obviously it's kind of targeting everybody back, and I do it through bombbomb.com. So they'll come back, they'll have a link that they can click on, and it'll go back to my Instagram account. So
yeah. Another great tip from Jason Pantana. If you want to improve, Jason Pantana, Tom Ferry coach, make sure you follow him as well. Marketing genius expert. He said, if you want to elongate the lifespan of your videos, to embed your Instagram videos into blog posts. So from an SEO perspective, if you're searching for something that Instagram is about, you might pop up in an actual blog or on a website, as opposed to just, the 24 hours that go by for an Instagram. So what I've been seeing with Facebook is that not cross posting. So instead of just clicking that button that cross posts your reels to Facebook and uploading the reels organically to Facebook, for some reason has been way more effective for me in terms of getting engagement. So Facebook has a lot of different audio, like copyright issues, than Instagram. So if you're using an audio that Instagram is allowing you to use, you probably won't even be able to upload that to Facebook. So before you post your Instagram to Facebook, make sure you save the download, which you could do in the draft. So right before you hit post on your Instagram Reels, when it's completely finished, do download to phone. That way you have it without the watermark, and then upload it to Facebook organically. And I think it'll perform a lot better. Let me know in the comments if people are doing that or don't. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I know. They already all congratulated on your wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
How much you want from them.
See, there we go. Brooke said that does work.
Send Eric an envelope for his wedding.
Yes, Venmo, Eric-Simon honeymoon fund. We are headed to Thailand. I don't know what I'm going to do. for 2 weeks. So this is what I was going to ask you guys. Actually, I got 2 weeks here where I'm going to be at a 10-hour time difference. I can't watch the NCAA tournament. I don't know what my posting schedule is going to be like. Brooks, you have like specific filming days, right? For all of your content. So talk about your filming process and then let us know, like, are you scheduling these posts out or are you uploading everything individually?
So I upload, excuse me, I upload them individually. I typically try to do a Monday, Wednesday, kind of Friday shooting and try to batch as much as possible. So Saturday and Sundays are big days for me. So on Sunday, I'll try to get as much content kind of mapped out that I want to shoot, and I'll come into the studio and shoot those and move on. But once they're delivered, I'll send them up to whatever platform I'm going to send them to. But typically 2 or 3 days a week, at the very least 2 days a week.
And talk about your video series. So Brooks has the Be a Realtor series, which really helped him take off, I think, which was kind of more geared at agents. And it was kind of, talking about an annoying thing that an agent would do. And then what are your other series that you're working on right now? Because I feel like you have 5 or 6.
Yeah, and we've got a few. I wrote some down too that I can share with some people. So I got my what buyers want. I want to try to break down the little things, questions that I get from clients on a daily basis. I'm looking for a home with, I don't want quartz. I don't want granite. I want quartz. And we kind of go through that. I think what's great about that is you can do this and make it like a 6 to 8, maybe 9-second video and kind of bang them in. And I've started to see the engagement go up quite a bit. I've started to do a behind the sale series, which is basically just kind of going over whatever the ups and the downs and the headaches of what that sale was and just being honest. And I'll send it to my clients for approval. They'll check it out as well. But it's great because it's about a 4 or 6 minute video, but you can chop that down and kind of break it into something more short form. So it's kind of got the dual action. I'm starting a series where I'm essentially, instead of showcasing that best restaurant in town, I'm breaking down the best parts of the restaurant, that best burger, maybe what beer pairs with that burger here and compare it to the other place down the street. We're starting to incorporate the kids, best butter noodle spot in town, best ice cream joint in town, best playground that rivals all the other ones. So trying to kind of, break these things up into sections, but it's easy to do and it's easy to batch, and you can go through your town and actually use that as the area expert. And it's a great way to engage with, and you shoot those through your database and through your sphere of influence and people that know, like, and trust you. It's going to obviously keep you more top of mind.
Yeah. And what's great about these different series is the Be a Realtor series is geared at other agents. So that's going to help you with agent to agent referrals. It's going to piss some agents off also, because I know a lot of agents in those comments were getting angry with some of the stuff you posted. And then you have the client facing content where you're actually doing the buyer breakdowns, the quartz first, whatever the other countertop was.
Yeah.
Quartz is the only countertop that I know.
The quartz and the granite. Yeah.
Quartz and granite. There we go.
Well, I think that's especially with what I'm with Real Brokerage, and it's a nationwide deal, and we do have agent attraction incentives, and it's great to kind of show the personality and kind of, you outside of being the professional. So that's where that Be a Realtor started, but then it just started to snowball into more professional stuff.
So Sasha just said, hi, very brand new agent here. How important is branding when making a new IG account solely based on your real estate career? So how important is branding? Kind of a broad question, but I think I have an answer for this.
Shoot.
Matt, you have
Go for it, Eric.
Okay. I think uniform branding across all platforms is extremely important. So when we first started the Broke Agent, having at the Broke Agent handle on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at the time, YouTube, that really helps, obviously, from an SEO perspective. And that way, when you're popping up on other platforms, people recognize that it's the same thing, the same person. The look, I think, with branding, the aesthetic is important. It's not that important. You don't have to have thumbnails for all of your reels. But if you look at Utah Real Estate Paige Steckling's Instagram, all of her Instagram reels, it's like a YouTube thumbnail, basically. So it makes you want to click on the post. So when you visit that profile, you're going to go 2 or 3 weeks in the past to see her other posts. And it's all the same aesthetic. Derek Gregory, he also has a great aesthetic. It's that orange. I don't even know how to describe it, but you could just tell like it's a Derek Gregory video. We try to do that with
yellow.
our BAM. Yeah, yellow. There we go. With the Now BAM content, again, go follow Now BAM on Instagram. We have the BAM logo now and everything. So we want it to show like this is a BAM content piece. So I think it is important. And Brooks, you have like similar styles. Matt, you have similar styles in all your videos where you recognize that this is their filming style. So I don't know if either of you want to touch upon that a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, the end of the day, I believe you are your brand, or a big part of it. Obviously, I mean, you can utilize your brokerage as well and kind of go back and forth. Like, I think my brand and the agency brand really go well together. So then I start trying, I'm thinking about that when I'm creating content. But at the end of the day, it's like, your brand is you. What are you? What are people talking about? It's more than a logo or even an aesthetic, as nice as it is to have like a beautiful looking page. That's nice, but like, what does it do other than it's nice to look at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Brooks.
I mean, mine's short, but just consistent, valuable content, I think, is going to help grow the brand. Be yourself. I had a couple questions. I'm kind of off one right now because I was trying to read this question.
There's one from Lindsay that people are really getting behind too.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'll read that one. If your goal is funny content geared towards agents, how do you know where the line is? Meaning going too far with making fun of agents and or yourself. You want to be funny, but you don't want people to think you're not in production. This is a great question for both of you because you both produce comedic content. So Matt, we'll start with you on this one. Where's the line being crossed, and how do you let people know you're still in production, which you are?
The line's different for everyone. So like I said, I had a video that has probably been some of the most, like, so many weird dramatic comments in such a simple, I forget what the tag was, but it was like, what, asking a seller why they're moving, which I thought was just like super light. Yeah. It's just like, and like what I was trying to say, like what I do in my content is like, I take the most broad kind of question or thing that happens and I completely like explode it. Of course, it's not the only way to do things, and there's like other ways to handle a situation, but like that's not funny or entertaining. So what I'm trying to do is be fun and entertaining. But the line's different for everyone. So like some agent in the comments yesterday was like, if I was a consumer and saw this content, I would think all agents are terrible and this and that. And I was like, that's funny because if I was a consumer and saw that content, I would love it and I would engage with it and I would feel like, I don't know, that person wasn't snooty or standoffish. So like the line is certainly different for everyone, and it differs where you live, your demographic, like who you're trying to go after. Like there's a lot of things that play into it. But I try not to think too much about it because I do get business. And maybe I do leave business on that table. I'm sure I do, but those people just don't message me anyways. So I don't really know. So I just feel like you have to do what you want to do. If you're not like I'm a goofy, silly person, I like doing this type of content. If you don't like that and you just think it's going to grow your business to be funny, maybe that's not your angle. But like, I don't know. I really try, and I'm pretty sensitive, and I know Eric is too. And it's funny because we're tough guys on the Instagram with.
No, we're not.
I know we're not tough.
We're not tough guys.
We're not tough guys.
We're face guys.
People tend to think it gets to a point where like people say things just not even thinking that you're like a person. And I'm like, that was like very rude. Like that was, and like, it's funny coming from me because whatever, I swear and do all that shit. But like, sometimes like, hey man, like I'm just a guy trying to have some fun, But yeah, I think the line is certainly different for everyone. And Jeff thinks that tough guys thing is just hilarious.
Jeff, fly out to Tucson right now.
Jeff,
I'll fight you on my front lawn.
Yeah, Jeff, you think you can last a second?
185.
It's minus build. 35 in Toronto right now. I think you can't even
buy
get
your own ticket, Jeff.
Plane.
It's $50 to fly to Tucson. Brooks, what do you think about crossing the line?
About the line and if it's a dot or not? No, I don't. For me, just kind of going back to what you said a little bit, Matt, was if you're leaving money on the table, you're probably not going to connect with them anyway. My whole goal is almost to disqualify the people that I'm working with on a daily basis versus trying to overqualify anybody to work with. I've done that over the years. I've been burnt out. I know where that bites me in the ass, and that's not something I'm about. I've got a ton nasty comments, DMs from the Be a Realtor series. And then I talked to you guys about it. And Matt's like, dude, you just got to keep pushing it. Just keep doing it. Because it is kind of weeding out the people I don't want to work with and the people that I connect a little bit more with. But, you know, in regards to that series, a lot of that content comes from stuff that I've done on my own, you know, leave the lock. I got a call the other day about a lockbox that's been sitting on the front door for 3 weeks. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got to go get this thing. But like, even with other people outside of the industry, if you're not a realtor, you have an opinion made up about realtors in most cases. And I think that series altogether kind of pins a lot of them all. But I don't know. I'm not trying to please everybody. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't want Tamir to fire me tomorrow. That's not the goal. Because what the hell else am I going to do in life? And so, I mean, I think it's just, you just got to do your thing, be yourself. Well, and if it connects with people, cool.
Be a realtor. Yeah, I know what you could do. You could be a voice actor because you do sound like Seth MacFarlane. You sound like Brian Griffin. I've mentioned this a couple of times, but I mean, let's, you know, let us know in the chat if you think Brooks Landry has a fantastic voice.
Jesus. Yeah. At end of the day, you got to just be yourself.
Mauricio.
Yeah, Mauricio also fantastic voice. We're running up against the clock here, but do you guys have an extra 5 minutes? Because we still have a couple really good questions here. Yeah. Matt, are you cool with that? 5 more minutes? Anyone else want 5 more minutes? Let us know in the chat if you guys are enjoying this, if you're getting value out of it.
I have a $10 million listing appointment at 2 right now, but I'll miss it.
I know. I got to pack all these like wedding bags. I got waters, ranch waters, you know, a cookie or something that I got to put on everyone's bed. I don't know why I'm doing this.
10 more minutes.
Yeah. Okay. 10 more minutes here. All right, let's go. And shout out to BoomTown for helping facilitate this. BoomTown is the best CRM in the game. If you're not using BoomTown, you may as well be using a stone and a chisel, you know, as your CRM. You may as well literally have a stone just, you know, etching in your client's name. So check out boomtownroi.com/overask if you are in the need of a CRM. All right, let's see here. Do you recommend going to interview local restaurant owners? I have an opinion on this, but this was one of the questions that we got in our question box here. What do you think about that, Brooks?
I think it's played out. I think it had its time. And I think the angle behind that really is to try to some of these comments here.
Jeff, this guy sucks.
Super inappropriate. Is to kind of get the leverage off their following, I guess, off you know, their backing a little bit. I don't know. I try to go the route as kind of like the incognito, best beer, best burger in town, and then go from there. But no, I'm not into those.
So are you actually going to the physical restaurants and doing, this is the best burger in town, or how are you doing it?
Yeah. So I'm comparing, for example, we've got one coming out with just 3 restaurants that have some pretty incredible burgers, and just try to the difference between them all. But order them. Nothing, no interview with the back cooks or anything. We get some B-roll footage of the kitchen and shit like that, but nothing crazy. We're not sitting down with the owner. He doesn't want to listen.
Yeah, Logan here just said, I've started doing local spotlights and people have been eating them up. So that's good to know that content is still working. Mats, what are your thoughts on local spotlights and coffee shops and shit?
I don't know. I don't like it, but like, here's the thing about all content is like, at the end of the day, who cares what we think? Like, if you see an angle for it, go for it. You know how many people told me not to do funny content? To the point where I was thinking about getting out of the business because I didn't have any other angle that I wanted to try. And I just thought you couldn't do this. And like, what it's done for my career has been amazing. So like, if you see something there, like if you have a lot of amazing restaurants, like where I'm at, there's not like a ton of great like local spots. So like it wouldn't work for me. And I've seen some people do it around here and they look lame as shit. But like, if you see, like, if it works where you're at, do it. Like, I also don't like having realtor or real estate in your Instagram handle. I think that's a big no-no. But if that works for you, I think it depersonalizes you and you're more than just real estate. But if it works for you, it works for you. Everyone has different opinions. Just go for what works. We're just giving opinions and trying to guide you in the right direction, folks.
No, we know what we're talking. We know what we're talking about here. We're giving.
I know we know what we're talking about, but what I'm saying is, you know, listen.
I know.
When people look, you see that picture of Jeff Bezos with his little Amazon thing back in the day. I was like, what the fuck? What's wrong with this guy? This guy's like a loser, a complete joke. And all the big companies are telling this guy is a Amazon. You're going to sell what? Now look at him. He's got a full head of hair. He's never
Does
looked
he?
better. Yeah. No, he's bald, but
Yeah, I was
he
gonna
looks
say.
fantastic. I was
Yeah.
thinking of Elon Musk.
Yeah. I mean, the richer you get, the more
hair you get.
the more hair you get. I will be flying to Turkey after Thailand to get a hair transplant, by the way. What was the question I just asked? I actually had it. Oh yeah, the local restaurant owners. We've talked about this on the podcast, Matt, I think, or in the 10,000 other webinars, Zooms, and everything we've done.
Correct.
Do a green screen instead of going to the actual restaurant. Going to the actual restaurant could be an enormous pain in the ass. Everybody has this romantic view that you're going to be sitting in some, French restaurant with the chef, and he's going to have an accent, and you guys are drinking wine to some cigar smoke, and he's going to be telling you this incredible story about the business. And for some reason, that video that you're going to post, that 30 seconds, is going to go viral. What an enormous waste of time. That's never going to happen. Maybe that happens once in a lifetime, right? But if you're telling me you're going to go down to your local, I don't know, cheese shop and interview the guy, and it's going to be, the lighting is going to be perfect, and he's going to give you that perfect clip. No way. I would just go and actually try the, try the food like Brooks is doing, or go green screen mode and do something like that. How about that?
Yeah,
Yelp
sure.
reviews
Yeah.
on green screen.
But also, if you want to go there, don't let Eric stop you.
No, don't go to your local business. Your local business guy doesn't.
Listen, I do agree. You're not Guy. You're not Guy
Fieri. It doesn't
Fieri.
do anything.
Isn't it diners, drive-ins, and dives? All right, we're not expecting.
I think that's the angle that a lot of people try to do, is the Guy Fieri, get out back there, test it, bam, do the whole,
But a lot of people don't have the personality.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard to interview people, and you think like the other guy or the other woman on the other end has to be charismatic too for that piece of content to mean anything.
Yes.
Go green screen mode. That's what I would do. All right, let's do one more question here.
All right, what do we got?
Can we make this a daily webinar? Absolutely not. That would be insane.
Eric's going to be streaming live from Thailand every day.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see here. Questions. What was the name of the person you said to follow? Jason Pantana, Tom Ferry coach, Jason Pantana. Definitely check that out. Do you think it damages professional integrity when agents dance in their reels, especially for TikTok dance trends? I think sometimes, if that's the only content you're posting and you're not actually using your voice at all and providing value, then yes, I think that does damage your reputation at some point. But if you are doing the points in the captions, make sure you have actual value in the post. Paige Steckling, again, does a fantastic job about this, where she's using a trending audio, but her caption is utterly packed with value. So the video is the actual hook, and the caption is packed with value. So I don't know, the TikTok dance trends, they seem to be on the way out anyway.
Yeah, I think they're dying a little bit because people want to hear your voice. Like, video is the best way for people to feel like they know you before they know you. And even though, all my content is funny, or I try to be funny, I think I still show a good knowledge of the industry. So like the content, even though it's packaged in a funny manner, I feel I still show a very educated opinion on whatever scenario I'm kind of breaking down. I think that's why maybe it works for me, and that, it's funny and it's polarizing and it's a little much sometimes, but like people who get it, and they understand that I've been through it before, and I'm showing real experiences and I'm sharing real experiences, and people understand that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
one last question really quick. She's asked a couple times. Ashley Stewart, making a mistake by not using TikTok.
Look, you should be on all the apps, right? We always preach that the more platforms you could be on, the more safe your brand is. Matt's Instagram was deleted, for 2 weeks? Like, this type of shit happens to people. It's scary. If that's your only place that you're developing followers on Instagram, you're making a mistake. So try to grow on other platforms. For me, TikTok, I haven't been using it in 2 years except to consume content. That's where the trends start. The trends start 2 or 3 months before on TikTok. That's where the audios come in. That's where the new posting styles come in. So if you're not going to post on there, I would at least definitely consume content to get video ideas and to understand where the puck is going. Because right now, all culture starts on TikTok, musically and just in the way people are posting. So it's a mistake in the sense that you are not going to be learning what other people are posting. But
yes,
I don't know. The conversion on TikTok is nothing like it is on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Like YouTube, in terms of where you really want to put all of your eggs, I would say YouTube. That's the best place to convert because people are watching you long form.
Yeah. TikTok to me is like the worst. Like, I don't know if anyone else feels like this. I've said it to Eric before, but like when I consume on TikTok, I don't even know, like even the people I follow, I don't even know their names. Like it's so fast moving that I'll be like, oh, who's that person? And I'll have to like find them. Like I don't remember their name at all. It's such an odd experience. And then on Instagram, like I can remember face and like their handle.
Yeah.
But YouTube is where you're going to convert the most. I agree, especially if you're doing like that hyper local content. Like I think Brooks, you could take that like the burger stuff into like longer form content as well, and then just break it up. Which
the comments in TikTok are awful. These guys they come for your throat.
Yeah.
Trying to avoid that in my age.
Yeah, it's because they're not your followers. They're people just seeing something pop up in their feed. So there's no, recognition of who that person is. Your Instagram followers know you. That's why they're way less vicious in the comments. So I think that's a good place to end. Thank you everybody for joining this webinar sponsored by BAM and BoomTown. Check out boomtownry.com/overask. Make sure you follow @NowBAM on Instagram. We're a media company now. We have a ton of podcasts. Definitely check out the podcast with Matt Leonetti and myself, the Overask podcast. Make sure you follow Brooks Landry at Brooks Landry Group. Let's get this guy to well over 10,000
We actually love Brooks.
Brooks is a fantastic guy, great voice, likes sports. We got a lot in common with Brooks here.
Walks on beaches.
Great hair, great beard.
I do like to wake up to a chai latte. From time to time.
So do I. I like chai lattes also. And obviously make sure you're following Matt Leonetti at matt.leonetti. Congratulations, Matt, on your new position as well.
Huge.
Enormous. Like Matt is crushing it from a real estate perspective. He is opening up offices with the agency. He is not just making funny videos. He is the real deal. And make sure you're following the Broke Agent if you're not already, of course. So thank you. Thank you to BoomTown. Thank you to BAM. And now I'm going to go tan for my wedding. Peace.